stress hurts, so I expect worse. That's why I'm waiting on the next hearse. But before I lay me down, let's get this off my chest first. Excerpt of my life, I call it my next verse. My chest is feeling heavy and my head hurts, but the Northwest keep me grounded like some bed skirts. I'm stressed, keep it in perspective, I'm an expert about this Northwest way of life, hey, it could end worse. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Raw Emotion. Today is a really good episode. We talked with my buddy GiftCurse. His real name's Greg. Some of you might know him as GiftCurse. He's got a lot to say. We talked for about an hour and a half. We talked about basic men's health, the stigma surrounding that, and some of our personal experiences, some of his personal experiences with mental health. And it's really good. It's a really good episode. It's a really good listen. So I will leave you guys to it. We got kind of carried away on some side tangents from time to time, but it always kind of circled back to the whole men's health thing and the men's mental health thing. So it's definitely a good listen. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy. Appreciate you guys stopping by. So I'm here with my buddy GiftCurse. A lot of you know him by GiftCurse. Finally got another episode going, and I think we're gonna cover a lot of things here today. We're gonna keep it kind of general, and we're gonna talk about some stuff that he's gone through recently, some stuff in his past, kind of how he feels about his thoughts on mental health. I know everyone has a different opinion about mental health, and there's a lot of stigma out there, and a lot of opinions about mental health out there that sometimes aren't. They don't let people talk about what's going on, and so it's really good to have you on here, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
I remember when you told me you were gonna start this, and you had mentioned having me come on. I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'll talk about some shit.
Yeah, dude, it's a pleasure. So let's start with kind of just I kind of just want to know, like, from your perspective, like how do you feel about mental health, especially like specifically men's mental health, because I know it's really hard for men to talk about it, and I know you've mentioned that you're kind of on the fence about your feelings about it. So like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, see, like I'm on the fence, but I'm not, because so I'm 38 years old, right? So I'm like kind of caught in the middle of like when it's like, oh, I'm a man, beat on my chest, nothing bothers me, I can handle anything, show no emotion, and like I would say like the current emotion where like it's okay for guys to show emotion. Like me personally, I don't care, dude. If something is fucking me up and something's not right in my head, and like I'm not afraid to shed a tear in front of anyone. I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and honestly, like some of the more barbaric and tougher dudes that I know, that and this is where I become sandwiched between like these two ways of thinking, is that like probably the toughest kid I know, I've seen him cry a million times, and like you would think like there's that stigma, like you said, where men shouldn't cry and this, that, and the other thing, but this kid is one of the toughest kids. He's tough as nails, dude.
Right.
I've seen him all types of shit, and you know what I mean. But I've also seen him, when he lost his father. Even still, we go away every year, right? And every year, dude, a couple beverages, he starts really thinking about it. He's like, dude, fucking, he gets into his feelings, bro, and it's cool. And it's like that, yo, but that's my boy, dude, and we're like, that's my brother, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he can cry on my shoulder, and I can cry on his shoulder. But him and I have been in some battles over the years when we were kids and stuff. Like, this is a tough kid, man. It's like, you know what I mean? So, so you get that stigma of like, oh, I'm a tough guy, I can't cry and shit. But like,
oh, I have no problem. I have no problem crying.
Me neither. And I guarantee, bro, we could probably kick some shit in a bar fight, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I don't care what anyone thinks, because you know what? I learned a long time ago. What's the saying? The people that matter don't judge, and the people that judge don't matter.
Yep.
And I learned that when I got clean, bro. And like that shit rings so deep. So deep.
Well, and it's absolutely true, because the people that care about you know who you are, and they don't
They don't have time to judge you because they're caring and
Yeah,
they give a
exactly.
shit, and so it's and we're and like you're 38, I'm 36. We're kind of stuck. We're right on that line, that generational line where our parents, uh men that are older than us, they didn't talk about shit. They hid it.
Yep.
It was wrong for men to talk about their mental weakness or anything like that. And so it was a tough, like not like a tough guy thing, but it's kind of like weird how we're right on that front line of like where dudes start to talk about their feelings and their emotions, and so I think it's super important because you see a lot of struggles in older men now because they've never talked about stuff, or they didn't share their feelings, or they didn't like seek help. And um it sucks, and
Yeah.
it's hard to get over that barrier of feeling okay to share and to talk about stuff. But like with your buddy, you said you guys always cry, you could feel comfortable being there for each other and stuff, and that's so important to have somebody like that you feel like you guys are comfortable shit, just putting it all out, sharing whatever, even if it's just one person in your life. It's so important to have that escape or that outlet.
Yeah, it's just like a brother, dude. It's like
Hmm.
because I'm an only child, so I don't know what it's like to have a sibling. But
Right.
like I have a group of like 4 or 5 close friends that like they're like brothers to me, dude. And like I could literally call them up and just be like, bro, I need help. Like I need you to like I need you to just come and like make sure I don't do something stupid.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And like just come and tell me and be like, yo, bro, everything's all good. You'll be all right. Calm yourself down. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And that's good, dude. That's so important.
yeah. And like these dudes are like my brothers. Like that dude, the dude I was just telling you about. I had this other buddy, right? This kid is like the definition of like, he's like, you ever see those movies where there's like the cleanup guy,
Hmm.
where like the star of the movie gets into some shit and he calls a guy and he just comes and
Yep.
smooths everything out.
Yeah.
My buddy, one of my buddies is just like that, bro. And this kid has had my back through thick and thin, and he, it's it to have a support network. And like that's the thing, is like older guys like us, they don't look at it as like a support network, but that's what it is. It's like my dude, my buddy, right, is the definition of, you ever see the movie The Town?
Yes.
I'm turning myself into such a Boston idiot. But like, so when he's like, "Hey, I need your help. We're gonna hurt somebody,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Whose car are we taking?"
Yep.
Those are the friends that you need.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are the
Without
people that
without
you need.
question. Just I'm
Yeah,
ready.
and I have like 3 or 4 of them dudes like that, and I got a couple older dudes that are just like that. And if I had said that, honestly, they'd be like, "All right, let's go." And those are the people that when the shit hits the fan, and when you don't know what to do, you go and talk to them.
Hmm.
And you need to find like people, men need to have like a support network. Like it's essentially a support network, but like you know, it's not viewed like that, in like, like the man's circle, and it's like,
No.
oh, it's my boys, my
It's
ride or die
yeah,
boys.
yeah.
Your ride or die boys are like your support system, dude. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And
Yeah.
it's like, I think our generation is kind of bridging that gap between like the older generation where like, guys that would be like our father's age or whatever, like would go out and, they'd ride out and have each other's back no matter what. But like now it's like, yeah, you still got each other's back, but like you can talk about it and be like, all right, well, this is why I'm fucked up over this.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was never talked about before, like, and it's not always just so simple as like, this girl cheated on me with some other dude. Let's go beat his ass. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like that's like what it used to be, and now it's like, hey, okay, so I'm supposed to grow up, get an education, find a woman, have 2.5 kids, a dog, and a white picket fence, right? And then that mortgage cost me $2,000 a month, and I only make fucking $800 a week. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I got mouths to feed. Like that shit weighs on a
Oh
dude.
yeah.
That's why like in the Great Depression there was like an astronomical suicide rate among men because they couldn't provide for their family and like they were told like if you can't provide for your family, you're a fucking loser.
Like you're a piece of shit and you
And,
have you have failed as a man, and yeah,
yeah,
it sucks, dude. That's
and,
that's
and our system has fucked us. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't forward thinking. So now it's like, so you got guys that are our age that are, pushing 40 years old. We got kids to feed. Like, well, you got kids to feed. I don't got kids to feed, but like, you know what I mean? Like, but
yeah.
still, it's like, no, the fucking, everything costs an insane amount of money. And it's like, you still, then there's the other stigma of like money making. If you don't make as much as this guy, you don't make as much as that guy. Oh, he's a loser. He doesn't, like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, and there's so
people are
it's
so
yep.
judgmental about
Yep.
shit. And it's like,
Society
life.
has made it fucking tough. Really tough for men
Yeah.
to live up to a fake expectation of what they should be.
Yeah, or like a standard of like 70 years ago.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Well, it's like 70 years ago, women weren't working. They stayed at home and dealt with the kids, and like you could live off that one income.
Yeah.
Like life has changed, life has evolved, and it's like as men, we have to evolve too. And it's like,
Yeah,
you
it
know what I mean?
it
Like,
it makes me think about my dad, who my mom had diabetes the entire like she had she got diagnosed when she was 11 years old with juvenile diabetes. So her entire life she was sick, you know? And so my dad he took care of her and he worked 6 days a week. He drove an hour and a half one way 6 days a week to work, worked fucking 12, 13 hours a day. I never saw him. And so his whole thing was he had to provide for the family. He never saw his family cuz he was providing the entire time he was working. And he would get home. I'd see him on Sunday. Hey, Dad, what's up? How's it going? Love you. Fucking see you next week. And he did that for most of my life until it got to the point where my mom was so sick that he had to stay home and actually take care of her. And he started getting paid from the state for like taking care of her. And
yeah, yeah,
and it's like what did that do mentally to him? Just because I know he never talked to anybody about it. And then
no,
and then I'd
oh
I'd
no,
I'd hear him crying at night sometimes and stuff. And like now sometimes he kind of has anxiety where he'll like go and he'll think he's having a heart attack or something. He'll go and sit in the fucking parking lot of the ER for a couple hours till he chills out and then go back home. But it's like, damn, dude, like what did that like what could he benefited from? Like he could have talked to people, he could have reached out and went and seen someone like a
right,
professional, or
yep,
like it's just crazy to think about like the stuff that the older generation went through in order to live up to that standard of being the strong tough guy man and taking care of your family, and like what toll has that taken on people. And it's just like it's crazy to think about.
yeah, and it's like so. Like the value of one man talking to another man and opening up about like like what they're feeling and what they're thinking. So part of my history and my story is I was in a motorcycle accident in 2005. Pretty bad. I damaged pretty much. Well, luckily I damaged pretty much every part of my body except for my head.
Right.
But some may think that maybe I took a lick on the noggin. But so without getting into detail, I ended up hooked on drugs and this that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finally got clean, I think it was about 8 years later. Um, I went through like AA and stuff like that, and like again, like our generation has like a too cool for the room attitude, so it's like it's kind of hard to like just let yourself be open to like at this point I believe 27. So I'm 27 years old. No one's gonna tell me what to do. Da, da, da. But I was so beaten down at that point that I went in to seek like professional help. So I got help, and I'd be lying to you if I told you like the first time it worked.
Right.
Um, it, it wasn't until I was finally so beaten down that I was like, I will do whatever anyone says. Like, if you tell me this works and you're a professional and this works, I'll do it.
Like, show me the way. I need to feel
Yes.
better,
Like, I don't know the way anymore. As
Yeah.
much as I think I do, I don't know the way anymore, right? So they, I went into like treatment. I went into residential treatment. I had been to a bunch of residential treatments before, so but this time I was finally open to like opening up and talking. And like personally for me, like my whole like thing when it comes to drugs and stuff was never like, I wasn't abused. I'm not hiding from anything. I just like to get high. Like it
Right.
was fun,
Well,
right?
and when you get in an
And that's
accident or something and
well,
they give you the, like, I'm assuming it started with the medication you were prescribed
it
from the doctor.
it didn't really start there. No, because to be completely fair, I enjoyed doing my recreational drugs before that.
Right.
But now this was at the very start of the OxyContin.
Mm-hmm.
So when you send a 21-year-old kid home with two torn ligaments in a knee, a broken ankle, and an arm that got snapped in half and bent behind him, when you send him home with two 200-count pharmaceutical bottles with just a label slapped on them, like they didn't even like rebottle the shit. They just said, here you go. Here's a couple 5 milligram perks. Here's 400.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
now think about that in 2022, right? You send a 21-year-old kid home with 400 freaking perks? Like, what? That's
That
trafficking, dude.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like, what the fuck, right? But like, hey, listen, I chose to abuse them, and this is why I'm off drugs now, is because I've finally taken responsibility. That's neither here nor there, right? So I finally go into treatment. I finally opened myself up, and I'm not just like doing the spin dry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go in, and I'm like, I'll do anything. And they teach me about the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Because it's based off that. And it's like, but what that comes down to is that was two men that got together and talked about their feelings and what they were going through. And you know what happened is one said one thing, the other said the other thing, and each one of them felt an empathy for the other one
Yep.
and said, you know what, dude? I'm I they got out of themselves. And this is why when it comes to men talking to men, it's like this is why it's such a huge help, because you get out of yourself and you stop thinking about yourself for a minute and you think about that other person you're talking to and you're like, this man's going through the same thing I am. Now I don't want to let him down and go out and do that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's what's
So,
crazy about empathy, dude.
it's like, but that's the value of like one man struggling, talking to another man that's struggling, and they're going through the same struggle, and they're going through it together, and they're like brothering up, dude, and they're like, "We're gonna beat this," and
Mm-hmm.
there's something like magical about that, dude. That like that when I finally got right and I got clean. This was almost 12 years ago now. I had an awesome group of people that were like dudes that I thought were like cool dudes, like too cool for the room kind of dudes,
Yeah.
but they were also like, we're gonna turn our too cool for the room to like not being on drugs and being homeless, and we're gonna fucking turn it on this program. They say this program works. We're gonna fucking work it, and we're gonna do what they said. And it's like that shit fucking saved my life, bro.
Wow.
And that was 12 years ago. And it's like, dude, I still talk to my fucking my godson's father. I met. Well, not met. That's I knew him from before. We were from the same town,
Uh-huh.
but we linked up when we were in treatment, dude. And we fucking and I didn't like the kid in high school. He was a couple years younger than me. I was like, this kid's a fucking punk. I didn't like him, but dude, we became buddy, dude. And it's been 12 years now. We got in our last straight. He's had a fucking beautiful baby boy, dude. It's my godson. His father was sending me Snapchats of him catching footballs at flag football today, bro.
Yeah. Just something about
Beautiful,
opening
man.
yourself up and being vulnerable with someone else that really allows you to kind of connect on a deeper level than just that, some kind of superficial shit. And
Yeah,
that's
because that superficial shit don't matter.
no,
None of this shit,
not at the
like,
end of the day. It doesn't. I mean, no.
oh, because you know what, dude, at the end of the day, you ain't taking no cars with you. You ain't taking no house with you. You're taking home memories of people that matter and like people that care and the people that want to be with you. And like, you know what I mean? And like those people can help you in your darkest times.
Yeah.
I remember.
So go ahead.
Oh God, no, I was just gonna say like I remember calling my mother right when I was. This is I was so fucked up. The only thing I remember is calling my mother and saying, "I need help. I want out. Please help me. I just want to be able to come back to the house and watch football with you and my father."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's all. And then she was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know." And I had to like walk around the neighborhood and like give her street names for her to come get me and like bring me in. She's a fucking saint for doing it, dude. And that's not the first time she's done it, but it's just it finally clicked. But like relating that to the men's mental health aspect of it, it clicked because I found like a good group of guys that wanted to do the same thing and like get their lives together and not, struggle anymore and
Right.
not be
Like
in
you
pain and
just
not
reached that point where it was enough,
yeah,
and you
dude, it was such a
realized
breaking point.
it was enough. And so what was when you first, I know AA meetings and shit like that is I don't have any firsthand experience with shit like that, but what was that feeling like the first time you like sat down in one of them groups? Like
Dude.
you're probably pretty apprehensive about the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, dude. So the first time, actually, I can tell this story because I'm pretty sure my aunt won't listen to this podcast. No offense, but like, so the first time I went to an AA meeting, right? Um, my aunt took me, and I kind of found that ironic because for years we always thought my aunt was like this big alcoholic. She would drink like a jug of wine at night, and turn into an asshole and start calling people up and yelling at them and shit like. So I kind of thought that was funny. I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to take this serious here. I am going
Right.
with her. You know what I mean? Like, uh so like, I went and I was just like, I'm not like these people. I'm not like these people. And like, they're telling these stories of fucking, and I'm just like, what a fucking like. I'm not like this. Like, why am I here? And so after that, let me think. So after that, like I was like, yeah, it was great. It was cool. Like I'm cured now, and of course I was back out on drugs. Um, I think the time that it really hit me, like I had someone tell basically the same story that mine was, and like my story, I was brought up great. Like my mother and my father gave me everything. I played sports. I went on vacations. I did the whole nine. My parents, like they must have known because they sent me to private school literally to get me away from the drugs in my town.
Hmm.
And I did like 3 years at private school, got in a little trouble, didn't want to leave and all that. So I came back. Um, I came back 10th grade, and I was good. I didn't get into any trouble. I was a good kid. I was in honors classes. I was a smart kid. I played sports. I was one of the better players of the hockey team. I didn't do homework though. I always had a problem with homework. I thought homework was immoral. It's like, dude, you got me for eight. You got me. If you can't teach me what you need to teach me in 8 hours, what do I got to go home and do? Shit. Let me go home and play outside,
Right.
right? But
Right.
that's just me. That's my thought. Here nor there. It was when I got out of high school that I kind of started rebelling a little bit,
Hmm.
and like I wasn't so much worried about what like mom and dad would think. I'm like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
And then
you
it
spent your
just
time doing what other people wanted you to do, and so now it's
yeah.
like, all
Well,
right.
we were yeah exactly. So I'm like, dude, and I remember the first time I ever did a drug, dude. Right? It was like it was a Thursday night. We were going to this place in Providence called the Complex. Right? People used to call it the Whole-plex. Oh, dude, it was fun. It was fun. It was a shit show, bro. And like you'd be underage, and they would serve you drinks. They didn't give a shit. They
Hmm.
didn't care. And I remember that this kid had ecstasy, and I was like, "Yo," I was like, "What's that?" He's like, I got rolls. What, you want one? He's like, give me $20. I'll give you one. I'm like, $20? You crazy?
Yeah.
He's like, here. He's like, here, you can have one. I'll give you one to try. I was already drunk, dude. I blacked out.
You're like,
I don't
okay.
remember that. I don't remember anything about that night. All I remember is when I woke up that morning, I was like, I had the time of my life last night. Let's do it again tonight.
Right.
And like that was probably when like my addictive personality took hold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was when it was like, all right, this is who you're gonna be.
Yeah. You're like, I loved that. I want to do
And
that
I
more.
dude, I didn't even remember it. All I remembered was I woke up just in a good mood,
Yeah.
and I was like, I had fun last night. And it was on from there, dude. And it just escalated and escalated until finally, like, things got out of control, and I needed help, dude. And like, it's just I remember that phone call to my mother. I remember, and that's what it is. Like when you hit rock bottom, you remember that shit. You'll never forget that shit.
Yeah.
Like
No,
when you hit,
exactly.
that was my absolute rock bottom when I called my mother, and I was just like, dude, I just want to come to the house and watch football with you guys. And I wasn't allowed at the house because I was a fucking loser, dude. I was a scumbag. And you know, again, without getting into detail, I was a fucking loser, scumbag, drug addict, dude. Like, and like, I know that's a terrible way to say it because you know what? People end up on drugs, shit happens. But like, I was there. But when I look back at who I was, that's what I was, dude.
Right. Well, and that's not
You
placing a
understand?
label on anyone else that's going through anything or struggling. You know, you're
I'm
just I
talking
mean,
about
yeah,
me.
you were there.
Yeah,
You saw it
exactly.
firsthand. You know.
Like
That's
I did the terrible shit that I have to take to my grave, dude.
mhm.
Like, you know what, dude? I'll be vulnerable for the pod, right? You know what I did? I was staying with my aunt, my aunt is the greatest human being I've ever come across. She was the perfect human being. She was the nicest person, and you could have wronged her 8 ways from Sunday, dude, and she would just say, "It's okay. I know you didn't mean it, whatever you did, right?" And I was so fucked up that like I was staying with her when she had Alzheimer's, and I had her debit card and stuff, and I was taking money to go get fucking pills.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that shit haunts me to this day. I want to cry about that shit right now.
Yeah.
And like I know that she's looking down on me now, and she's like, you know, because she'd passed, and that's a whole other story. But I know she's looking down on me now, right? And she's proud that like I've changed my life and figured my life out, and like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Absolutely.
dude, she wouldn't have even. She was such a nice person. She wouldn't have even held it against me at the time. And then like then my mother, when my mother found out, because that's how I got caught. Because this is what happens with addicts, right? They fucking they'll do until they get caught, right?
Right, right.
So
You
I
don't
got
see the bad that you're doing, and so you
exactly.
just
So
keep
so
whatever's working. You just keep doing it.
yeah, you just ride it till the wheels fall off.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother found out, and she's like, "You're gonna go up the street to your aunt. You're gonna apologize to her." Now my aunt had Alzheimer's, bro. Like she didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, you know how fucked up that had me, like emotionally. So so now I was already like stealing money from like taking money from someone that I cared more about than anyone on this planet. That's how deep that shit fucks you up.
Yeah.
That's how deep those drugs will fuck you up. You will fucking rob from your own anyone, dude.
Yeah.
And then now my mother's like, you have to go. She's like, I want you to go up the street and apologize to your aunt. And like, I could have just left, but I knew I had to do it because I felt wrong, and I knew I was wrong. Obviously I was wrong, but like, dude, I fucking like that shit had me so fucked up because I went up there and like I apologized to her, but like she didn't realize. Like, and I told her explicitly what I had done because I felt like such a fucking scumbag loser, and I told her, and she still didn't really like understand. She's like, "That's okay, that's okay. You want me to make you some food?"
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm like, "Dude, it just had me yo, bro. We talk about putting in a blender. You
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about an emotional blunder, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro! I was so fucked up from that. I didn't like. like, and even at that time, I was like on drugs, drugs that like give you no emotion,
And you're still fucked up
like
from it,
opiate,
right? Yeah.
like opiates, like opiate. Let me tell you something. When you're on opiates, if you don't know, if you listen to this and you don't know, you have no emotion. You could get kicked in the balls as a man and just laugh it off. You feel no pain and you feel no emotion. Dude, that shit had me fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It had me so fucked up, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing? And I think honestly that was what started the ball rolling to get me, like, because I had gone into treatment one more time after that, and then the next time was the time that I finally stuck it out and got it right. And it's
Right.
been, like 12 years since. But dude, that shit had me so fucked up, bro. Like, I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
And this is at a time where I had been 7 years on these opiates and shit that just fucking give you no emotion.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I I have similar thing. When I was like 16, I used to right, it was right towards the end. My mom passed right before I turned 17, and she smoked a lot of cigs, and so she was in her bed, she was in her room a lot. She didn't get around much towards the end because the diabetes fucked with her circulation, and
Yep.
she was, I mean, fucking heart surgeries, diabetic comas. She was in a diabetic coma for like
Jeez.
2 months one time, and just she fucking went through anything you could possibly think of, and I would steal her cigarettes from her, and when she this is a fucked up story, but I'm gonna tell it. When she gave birth to me, she the diabetes made her lose one of her eyes, and so her right eye, she had a glass eye, and
Right.
uh and so I'd be chilling in her bedroom with her, and I knew if I sat on the right side of her, I could take her cigs, and
Yep.
she couldn't fucking see, and it got to a point where she'd have a couple packs in her room, and I remember one time I took a full pack of cigs from her, and my dad fucking got pissed at her because he thought smoked. He's like, you need me to go
Smoked
back to
that
the
whole
store.
pack.
Yeah, he's like, you need me to
Yeah.
go back to the fucking store and get you another pack of cigarettes. Like, you need to fucking chill out on the smoking and shit. And here I am, 16, 15. I couldn't be like, yo,
Yeah, like yeah.
I smoke
You weren't.
like I'm not trying to give myself up, and
Yeah,
fuck, dude, I ended up telling my dad
dude,
about
that
that.
haunts
Like,
you.
yeah,
That haunts you.
like fucking 15 years after she died, I ended up telling my dad about that, and he was just like blown away that it made him feel bad that he yelled at her about something that I did, and I
Yeah,
just still to this day, dude, I just feel just fucked
dude,
up about that, man,
it's those little fucking things that haunt you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know my aunt forgives me. I know in my heart that my aunt looking over me, who I adored, who I thought was the best person on the planet. And I know she's up in a better place right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know she looks down on me and she forgives me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that shit still fucking haunts me, bro. I'm out here stealing money from a woman with Alzheimer's. Dude, put that shit like on a piece of paper, right? Grown man steals Alzheimer's patient's money for pills. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, when you yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And then so now I have to be that fucking that grown man. I'm like, holy fuck. And it's just like that's the shit that no matter what, no matter how many times people forgive you. My buddy that I was telling you about, right? That is probably the toughest kid that I know. That when he got no problem crying, and shedding a tear over his old man dying,
Mm-hmm.
right? That kid, when he had his first kid, he was at the hospital with his girl, and I was telling him, I'm going to detox, da, da, da. And I told him, I was like, yeah, dude, I'm like kind of hurting right now. I gotta go do what I gotta do. And he was like, no, dude, don't come to the hospital. I'll give you the money. And I'm like, no, no, no. He's like, dude, please just come to the hospital so you don't get yourself hurt. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, or arrested or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's another thing, dude. Like this kid's out here having the birth of his first child. He's like a normal citizen. Like, yeah, he got in his trouble, but like nothing like crazy. But this kid's like out here supposed to be enjoying the birth of his first kid, and he's out here like, giving me $80 to go get a friggin' OxyContin, dude.
Right.
Like, holy fuck, dude. Like that shit. Like, shit with my parents. I almost caused my parents to get divorced. It's like, I
It
mean, essentially on paper, none of it matters right now, right? Like it's all over and done with, but it still holds on my head, dude. Like I still
right.
like,
Well, it's
you know what I
it's
mean?
yeah, it's I mean, it's part of you. It's part of who you are, and it's always gonna, no matter like what progress we make as people and where we make it to, like the shit that we've done is always gonna, it's always gonna shape.
Just hang over your
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah, it's always
Like
gonna
it's
shape who
just
we are, or if it doesn't shape who we are, it's always gonna be there, and you're gonna look back at it, you know.
yeah, and we're the ones that have to look back on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm sure my mother doesn't think every day about the fact that I was, biffing money from my Alzheimer's aunt. You know what I'm saying? But like I have to think about that. I'm like, dude, I can't believe I was like that. But I try to think like that was the narcotics in the system. Because
Right.
I mean, obviously I would never do that now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the nicest guy now. Like, dude, I'll give you the shirt off my back. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
and
but
and
like,
that
dude,
might
it's just
also be part of that those experiences shaping who you are, because you've made it through and you look back and you say, fuck that, I am not gonna be that person ever again. uh I'm gonna, and so you almost like subconsciously are purpose, like you're making that choice to not be that person again,
yeah.
and not, like you
Well, I think that comes with like the when you can finally take. I think this well for me. All right, I'm gonna keep it on me. When I could finally take responsibility for the things that I've done instead of just being like, you know, oh, like blaming other people for the things that I did, like, you know what I mean? It's like when I finally realized that like I chose the path that I took,
hmm
when I really realized that I chose the path that I took, and you can trace it all the way back to that first ecstasy pill that I took on a Thursday night going to Providence, dude. Would you when I could finally take responsibility, that was when I was able to figure out, all right, what's the deal here? You
hmm
know what I mean? And what's the problem? And like I said, like I wasn't abused. I wasn't. I mean, I've seen some shit, but I haven't been like hiding from that shit. I just like to get fucked up.
right.
You
And
know
that
what I mean?
that's all, and that's all it is sometimes, is just that
Yeah. But
you just that you enjoyed that,
yeah, and then when you realize that, like, well, maybe you can't control the substance you think you can control. I thought I could control. I keep saying you. I'm just like
Well, it's just, yeah, no,
I
get
don't.
it.
I hate doing that though, because and now it brings me back to like, because like I remember when I first got my act together and stuff, and I was talking to some other men about that. I would say that's how I would talk. I'd be like, yeah, you, and they're like, you, nothing, like, bro, you're talking about you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, and like that's another thing that helped me, because that helped me realize the like the personal accountability, dude. So it's like when I finally like realized what I was doing to myself and that I didn't want to do it anymore, I was willing to like make a chance, like take a chance to make a change.
hmm
And it was, dude, it was the best. I mean, I'd be dead by I'd be long dead by now if I hadn't. But
yeah. It's so tough when you have that addictive personality to stop doing things that you enjoy so much when you know that they're bad for you.
yeah, they're so destructive, dude.
Like even
And
something as small as, well, I say small, it ruins people's lives every day, but smoking cigarettes, for me, it took
yeah,
so fucking long for me to actually stop smoking cigarettes. And it's just like, and it's that accountability that I'm gonna fucking make the change for myself, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable. And and it fucking, dude, once you let go of that, once you get past the feeling of being trapped in whatever your addiction is, and you like
Mm.
realize that you can fucking beat it and you can move past it, and it's not the last thing. Like, I never thought I would quit smoking cigarettes. I was like, I'm gonna smoke till the day I die, even if I don't want to. This fucking sucks, you know. And
Yeah.
it's crazy to think about, like, how I was addicted to Ambien, dude. And I, you know, like, it's, and it is, again, it's, you don't think about it
It's a
when you're
crush.
in there, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, you don't think about it while you're doing it, and then once you realize that accountability factor and stuff, and I've struggled with wanting to get back on Ambien for actual legit reasons of needing to fucking sleep at night. But I know if I crack that bottle open again, it's game over, dude, you know. And
Yeah.
so,
What's worse is right. What's worse is when you think you can control it,
mm-hmm,
dude. I've quit chew. I've quit chewing tobacco 3 times now for 9 months out of the year. Right.
mm-hmm,
New Year's Eve, I'm like, I'm quitting chew 3 times. And what happens is, come August, when I go away on my men's weekend trip with my buddies,
yep,
and we're out on the boat, we're out on the lake, we're drinking and this, that, and the other thing. Oh, hey, give me a lip. Let me get a lip. Throw a lip in. Next thing you know, I'm buying a can when I get home. And I'm like,
mm-hmm,
dude. And the worst is when you know yourself. Like, when you know yourself, like, I know myself. I know myself in and out. The problem is that, like, I don't make the necessary changes that I probably should make to be the best version of myself.
right,
And that sucks, dude. That's like putting your ego in front of everything. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yep,
when you know what you got to do to like be the best version of yourself and you don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could, like, right now, like, I could definitely drink less. I mean, honestly, I probably should have never started drinking again in the first place. To be 100% real,
yeah,
probably shouldn't have, but I did. It's a choice I made. Like, it's not like, it's not completely negatively affecting my life, but like, my girl sometimes she'll be like, dude, you drink so much. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, she don't like really drink at all. So it's like, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I'm a big dude. So like, if I can crush a half a handle of Tito's in a night just chilling, I don't even get stupid. I don't get wasted. I'm just chilling, playing video games with the boys, watching some hockey and shit.
Right,
You
but
know what
from
I
the
mean? It's like
outside,
not a thing.
from her perspective looking in, it's like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
guy's
But
fucking
any normal person would be like, dude, how are you not dead right now? And I'm
right.
just like, I don't know, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like, what it comes down to, dude, I was completely dead sober for almost 8 years. Nothing at all, dude. And I was in good shape. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
like,
Well, and it's
I
things
was,
like even going to the gym, you know, or something like that, like that, you know, would be good. Like for me right now, I have to go to the gym 5 days a week. My doctor just told me, and like I know I should have been doing that for fucking years, dude. You know,
yeah.
like. But it's
And
hard
people,
sometimes to do that right thing, that thing that takes just a little bit more effort than you're willing to give,
yeah,
like
yeah.
naturally, you know. And so it sucks, dude. But
But
you got to do it sometimes, man. You
you know what happens, right? Is a lot of times, like, and I've seen this a million
know.
times, is that people with the addictive personalities that have gone through like treatment and stuff like that, they turn it to the gym and they turn that addiction on the gym. Which, I mean, it's not a bad idea at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like that's like how I was when I first, you know, um, was coming in and out of treatment and stuff. I was in like the best shape of my life, dude.
Hmm.
And then I had I'd gotten sober for I think like 8 years, like completely sober for like 8 years, and then but I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was eating gas station food, like I was landscaping and working overnight, and like it was just crazy, bro. Like like then I stopped going to the gym and I stopped doing the things I loved because I was chasing the money.
Yep.
And then of course I was blowing the money like an idiot. Like I would go, so I would go out to the clubs with my buddies, right, completely sober, chip in for a VIP that I wasn't even drinking in,
Right.
just so that because I didn't want to be the cheap guy,
Right.
right? So I'd chip in on that. This and I would drink Red Bull and cranberry because no one would know the difference, dude. Dude, listen. Let me tell you something. If you want to go for kills, bro, that's the way to do it. You go in there sober and in good shape, bro. You get the kills. But like, I was just pissing through money. I'm giving these kids like we're all chipping in on a like a VIP in a shit ass club, like $200 a piece. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even drinking this bottle that you're paying for.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I was dude, like my life was even completely dead sober, my life was fucking erratic. I was working 2 full-time jobs and still found a way somehow to go out to like clubs with my buddies and shit on Friday and Saturday
Yeah. Well, that
nights.
was your
And
escape,
I mean,
right?
it was a I had a blast.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I didn't have fun. But like looking back on it, I'm like, dude, 2 full-time jobs, I was taking home like fucking $800-900 every 3 days.
Yeah.
I got paid for one job on Wednesday and one job on Saturday. I'm like, bro, the fucking money I should have saved, I could have bought a fucking house.
Right. Well, and in that
You know
in
what
the
I mean?
moment, you're like, if I have 2 full-time jobs, I can afford to fucking.
Yeah. I wasn't saving anything. I was living like I was rich. It's even still, even off the drugs and shit, I was dumb as fuck. Oh, I find ways to do dumbass shit, bro. I don't know what it is. I finally come to the realization, like if I think I have a good idea, I'm doing the exact opposite, dude.
Right.
Because I am just fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Well, that's
out
the
of
thing too.
control.
Sometimes you gotta take a step back for a second, and you gotta think about, all right, like, and I think that's a big part of personal growth too, is being able to, especially with an addictive personality, being able to have that split second. This is what I want to do. Okay, hold up. What do I need to do? What should I do?
Yeah.
You know, like, and yeah, I mean,
Well,
everybody. I
like,
feel like everybody
well,
struggles with that, but
like it's another one, good one too. Oh, I'll worry about that tomorrow.
yep.
Oh, dude, that one fucks me. That one fucks me good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow. I
Oh,
got time. I always got
yeah.
time. You know.
Dude, it happened to me yesterday. Like we were going out for my girl's my mother's birthday lunch, right? Friday night, I'm like, oh, I should do my laundry. I'm like, I'll just do it Saturday morning. Of course, I wait too long. You know, we gotta go, and the shit's like barely. I'm like walking around with wet jeans. It's 25 degrees out, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Like it's even little shit like that. I'm just such an idiot sometimes. And it's like that's the shit that I gotta like. I know I should have just done the laundry on Friday night, but you know what? I wanted to play video games with the boys.
Yeah, that's that's what I struggle with too. Is like, I'm like such a procrastinator, dude, and it fucks with me
Oh
mentally
yeah,
too a little bit. Like my anxiety, like I'll get anxiety about something that I've needed to do for 2 weeks, and I just keep thinking about it and thinking about it. When it's like, why don't I just take care of it the first time I think about it, and then it's not weighing on my mind the whole time that it needs to be getting done. Like
yeah,
I don't get it,
dude.
dude. It's so weird, man.
We're just wired. We're wired different, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like my girl, she gets a list of tasks to do, and it's like you got a month to do this. She'll have it done on day 2.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
have it done on day 30, dude.
fuck, I wish I was like that. I wish I could.
Me too, bro. I don't know why I'm not, and I know I'm not. That's what drives me nuts. My mother, she always says, dude, she's like, dude, Christmas presents, stuff like that. She's like, you wait till the last second. I don't know why you wait till the last second, but you always nail it. And that's true. That's the thing with guys like us, right? We might wait till the last minute, but we come through.
Yep.
We find a way to come through, and we
Mm-hmm.
make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's a great quality to have, but at the end of the day, we look at it like, dude, I wish I had just done this 2 weeks ago when
Yeah.
when I found out about it.
Yeah.
And then it's done, it's over with, whatever it is.
Because no matter how like minuscule the task is or whatever, like that stress that you have while you're not doing what you know you should be doing has to add up, and it has to take a toll on you over time, you know?
Oh yeah, even the stress of like, even when you nail it, even, dude, like for me, Christmas Eve is the prime example. I always leave my shopping until like Christmas Eve or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And every year I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm gonna order on Amazon in fucking July, bro. And you know what? For some reason, I just end up doing it, and it's like I've always kind of found a way to nail it. But it's just like when I'm doing it, then that Christmas Eve when I'm out fucking battling traffic and people and shit,
You're hating it.
I'm like, I hate Christmas. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
Christmas. No one's getting shit next year. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
away. You want to go? You can come with me. Dude, it's the same shit because I'm a fucking idiot that doesn't prepare and be like, hey, in September, be like, hey, buddy, remember how much you hated Christmas last year because you were out on Christmas Eve getting presents and trying to wrap them on Christmas morning,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
just pulling it all together with a piece of gum and a shoestring? Maybe you should just buy some shit in September.
Yeah. Maybe we should not do that again, but then we do it again.
Yeah. You know what it is? You do it until you fail.
Yeah.
Then when you fail, right? And then this is full circle shit, right? With like that addict personality. You do it until you fail, right? Because I'm like, I'm the king of the last minute. I can do anything. My father's funeral, right? I couldn't find my suit coat. I thought for sure I had it. Didn't know where it was. I had my vest, my shirt, my tie, my pants, everything. Pants even fit me. I was shocked. And fucking, bro, couldn't find a jacket. I went out to, dude, let me tell you something. Burlington Coat Factory, I don't know if they have that near you,
Yep.
right?
Yep. They do. Yep.
It's a fucking lie. There wasn't no coats in there, nothing. Dude, I went to 2 Burlington Coat Factories the day before the fucking wake and funeral. I went to 2 Kohl's. And like obviously I'm a bigger dude, so it's kind of hard to find like shit my size, but like bro, I couldn't find shit. And then like I'm like, dude, like I'm letting my mother down on my my father's fucking wake and funeral and shit.
Right.
And like, don't get me wrong, I look nice, but like, you still want to have that like suit coat and shit.
Right. Right.
And hey, swinging it all together with my buddy that I told you about that like is always there no matter what. He showed up with a pea coat for me that I could put on over
Yeah.
my. I mean, the kid's a lifesaver, dude.
Yeah.
But like, that was kind of like a little bit of an eye opening thing. I'm like, yo, I left it till like the morning of, the day before. When I had time, like I had. I mean,
That's
he died on a Monday night, late Monday night. I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we had the wake.
mm-hmm.
And my dumb ass goes out on fucking I think like Thursday or something like as last minute as you can put it, dude. Looking for a suit coat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, like
out.
I mean, like you said, you go last minute until
Yeah,
you go with what works until it doesn't work.
exactly.
And that's, I mean, I'll do that with shows that I have. Like I gotta perform in 4 days. Like let me fucking do laundry 2 days before it so that I know that I got something to and then I'll wait till fucking I have to leave in 2 hours and I'm like trying to throw shit in the washer and I'm like, dude, this is not. It's not. I should have just like you should just take care of it the first
When you
inkling you
know,
get
yeah,
that like and but it's really hard sometimes. Like that's that. I think that's part of that personal growth too. Like I know if I handled shit better sooner, like no matter what it is in my life, I would be better off for it because
yeah,
I have a lot of stress about a lot of things that sometimes I shouldn't stress out about. But any chance I get to alleviate some of that stress, I should take it. And I don't always do that. And I think that fucking adds up, dude. Like even like all the
yeah,
little things, dude. And it's crazy. Some of the shit that we put ourselves through intentionally.
yeah. And like we're supposed to be like get shit done kind of men, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, well, like it. You go back to shit like homework. It's like I remember there was times I was sitting up in my room having to do homework that I didn't want to do and watching the kids in the neighborhood playing baseball.
Yep.
And I'm just like, dude, I fudged that fucking homework as bad as you can imagine, dude, just to get the fuck out there and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you're supposed to like do what you want to. You're supposed to do what like you have to do, but you want to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, especially with school too. Like that was always a big thing with me is I'd wait till have some big project or something I'd have to do and I'd wait till the last fucking second to do it because I wanted to go and play with my friends right now.
Yep. And
I
you know what, dude? In our generation, we got fucked. We got fucked by our parents telling us that the only way we'd make it in this world is a college education.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I tried the college route 3 separate times in 3, different times of my life, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's not for me. And hey, you know what, dude? Maybe if they told me that if I learned fucking uh to be an electrician or a fucking plumber, dude, everybody shits, right?
Yep.
Dude, everyone needs electricity. Go be a fucking barber, dude. Barbers make killer money. And if you're good at it, all this shit, but no, they told me I had to go to college. And when I asked them for what, they said, no, I don't know. You just got to go to college.
Yeah. Go figure it out.
You got to figure it out. Go for liberal arts, dude. So what? Another 4 years of fucking high school? And still they didn't teach you how to fuck. They didn't teach you about mortgages and shit like that. Our generation got fucked, dude.
Yeah, I had
We got
an
caught in the middle.
alternative. I had an alternative teacher, an alternative class that would. He had just started getting into real estate, and so he spent part of our class time teaching us about what he was learning like how to flip houses and shit. And it was actually like cool stuff that we could apply when we got out of school. And I don't think they teach enough of that shit. I mean, I don't know. It might be different now. You know, it's been fucking 20 years since I've been in school, but I remember back then it was all about like, yeah, you get through, you learn all this bullshit in high school, and then you need to go and have a college education. You need to go through the fucking motions of doing that and figure out some 4-year or more program that you need to do so that you can make a living, when that's not necessarily the way the world fucking works, dude. And then it adds pressure to you and all this different bullshit that you have to go through just so that you're staying on the path, the quote unquote right path for, you know.
Yeah, and then you take like your SATs, you take all the aptitude tests, and they're like, hey, yeah, you're not stupid, right? But I'm like, so now what am I supposed to do with my life? I don't know what I want to do. You're not telling me like you said, like you got a teacher that would teach you real estate, right? Dude, like think about it. If you and I had gotten into real estate like fresh out of high school,
dude, yeah,
the killing we would have made in like, what was it, 2006 when the housing market tanked?
yeah,
Bro, the killing we would have made, we would have been millionaires. When they started giving out those adjustable rate mortgages and then the fucking market tanked, bro, we would have been fucking rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, like I remember being taught about shit like I took Latin, right? And I figured, right, I was doing something good for myself because I'm taking Latin for, because it's like, you know, the root of most languages and shit.
Right.
Bro, listen, I've learned more Spanish landscaping than I've learned any other language fucking when I was in school, right?
Yep.
I took these math classes. You know what, dude? 3 years ago, when I was at my job and I was trying to fucking lay out and paint the box for a soccer field, I finally used the Pythagorean theorem. Right? They taught us bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what happened in World War I, dude. I really don't. I don't. It has nothing to do with me. I don't fucking... Dude, teach me how to fucking... Hey, this is how old we are. Teach me how to balance a checkbook, right?
Right.
Teach me how a mortgage works. You know what I'm saying?
What
See,
that would be useful information, shit that we could actually correlate into our real life
no,
and
but I got
use,
A
you know,
squared
like
plus B squared
yeah.
equals C squared, so I can make a fucking square, dude. I can make a fucking right angle. Cool, cool, cool. Once in my life, I've had to make a fucking right angle, dude.
Yeah.
One time. Thank you. My education's fucking paid off, dude. Like, are you kidding? They taught us the dumbest shit, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like,
it doesn't set us up to succeed the way that they thought it did, you know.
no, and you know why? You know why? It's because the generation before us wanted to keep us held down. That's why the student loans were so big. That's why they told us everyone's got to go to college or you'll never make anything.
Mhm.
That's why they said your mortgage is going to be $3,000 a month if you want to live in a decent house, and you're never going to make that, bro. I know dudes. I know electricians that make $3,000 a week.
Yeah. That
Like,
did
you know what I mean?
that started a that went into being a fucking apprentice and
Yeah,
shit and
yeah.
started
Right out of high
apprenticeship
school.
instead of going to fucking the college way. Yep.
Bro, we're getting to the age where there's kids that have gotten into unions and stuff that are going to be retiring soon.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we were told, oh, go to college, go to college. You told everyone to go to college, so you put all these fish in this little pond, and then look at all the kids. Like, because I didn't finish college, I'm sure I don't know your story like fully, but
Oh, I have about 1.9 years of a 4-year
yeah, okay, yeah,
bachelor's under
exactly.
me.
So
So,
so we're in the same fucking boat, right?
mhm.
So you know what, dude? Like, they put all them kids in that fucking pond, right? And we got out of the pond and we're like, yo, fuck that. And then all those kids got out of that pond after 4 years, right? With $150,000 worth of fucking college debt, unless their parents fucking paid it for them. And they couldn't even get jobs, bro.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
were getting jobs just in mailrooms and shit in fucking offices.
Yeah, it's like you do all that work and then you got to start over.
Yeah, and then you got to pay all that loan back.
Yeah. And then you're
I don't,
under a mountain of debt and you're fucking and then that just ties back into struggling mentally. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Hey, and that's what you know. What debt? I've said this. I've said this the longest time. I have two things that I stand by that I say. Debt is modern day slavery, right? And the meaning of life is life sucks. Make the best of it while you can.
yep.
Those are the two things I fucking live by, bro. But it's like, yeah, dude, and like the generation before us, they knew what they were doing, putting us in college like that. They were fucking making money off us.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no
That
other way to put it. It was like a racket. They're like, you need this, you got to do this, and you got to take out this loan, and now you got to pay this loan back. And it's like, then you get out of fucking college unless you're a brain surgeon, dude, and like you say, you know what I mean. You owe all this money, so you get out of college, and now you're working to pay back your loan for the next fucking 8 years.
yeah, you can't even start building your life yet.
So now you're 30 years old, right? And you finally pay off your college loan from when you're 22. And fucking, it's like, all right, well, I guess now I'll have a fucking kid. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what they fed you.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, our generation got fed a fucking bill of lies, dude.
And yeah, and then on top of that, we're not supposed to talk about what is bothering us. We're just supposed to
Yeah,
stay in line and
just deal with it.
do the thing. This is the way it's supposed to be, so just do the thing and keep going.
Yeah,
Dude, it's a bunch of shit.
Just deal with it. Pay
Yeah.
back your student loans.
Yeah.
Yo, mom, dad, you didn't have no student loans. Well, we didn't go to college. The fuck? You told me to go to college. You didn't go to. You're living a life. You got a kid. You can
Mhm.
afford a kid. You got two cars in the driveway. You know what I mean? A house, a roof over your head. You didn't go to college. Why the fuck do I have to? Well, you got to go to college. You're not gonna. Even another that what's even funnier, right? Is the fucking fact that they told us when we were in high school that Social Security is gonna run out when we're fucking old enough to get it. So why the fuck am I paying into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, You've been telling me for 20 years that it's gonna run out by the time I get old enough to get it,
But you're still
but
taking
you're
it from
making
me.
me, yeah, yeah, because our generation fucked us, dude.
Yeah.
Our older generation fucked us, man.
Yep.
They fucked us left, right, and center, and they said, "You're a pussy if you talk about any of your problems. You're a pussy if you talk about your struggles." They made us feel that way. You're less of a man if you talk about your issues. Motherfucker, I'm talking about the issues that you put on us.
Right. Yeah. That,
Like, yo, you're like 70 something now. I could two-piece the shit out of you. Like, fix this shit.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro. It's like this fucking this country is fucked. This is why I don't want to have a kid. This is why I don't want to raise a kid, because this country in this world is so fucked up, and it's been fucked up for a long time. You know what I mean? Like
It's hard, dude. Yeah.
when I went through and I watched this whole fucking shit of like the college shit as I was growing up, dude, and I watched like the political shit. Dude, I haven't. I've voted twice in my life. I'm 38. I don't trust the system. I don't believe in the system. This world is fucked up. I watched what they told us about fucking, like, you got to go to college, and I listened, and I was like, okay, I got to go to college. So what do I got to go to college for? Oh, I don't know. Oh, like, bro, neither do I. I don't know what I want to do. I wanted to play hockey my whole life. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked. We've been fucking fed like a bill of fucking bullshit
Yeah.
from our older generation, and we're told that we can't talk about it. And we can't fucking like. I get into this argument with my mother when she talks about like fucking like buying houses and shit, and I'm like, bro, you can't fucking compare buying a house in the fucking 70s to buying a house 50 years later, bro. It's not the same. Well, I still had to save my money and buckle down. Like, dude, you saved like 10 grand. Your father gave you another 10 grand, so you had 20 grand to put down on a $60,000 house. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Things
It
are
was a
different.
nice house.
Things are different now. Things cost so much more money, and the I feel like the pressure to live up to some fake standards are the pressure is the pressure is what gets you, dude, you know?
Yeah, it's the standards of like our older generation where they're like, well, I walked uphill both ways in the snow with my kid brother on my back, and da da
Mhm.
da. It's like, yo, let me tell you something. You had it fucking easy. Our parents' generation had it fucking easy.
Yeah. So I
Like,
think social media is one of the worst things that ever happened to
oh, it's
to
awful.
to to us, to humans, to people, you know?
I've
Uh
Dude, I've said it for the longest time. Human beings aren't capable of the power of the internet.
no.
That's another thing I say, along with dead is modern day slavery and life sucks, make the best of it. Those are like my three things. Human beings aren't capable of the power of the internet. I
No.
don't need to know. I don't need to know what everyone is thinking at any moment of the day. Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, and it just it makes people put out fake progress reports of how they're doing in their own life, and then we're left to try to compare ourselves to what other people are doing and the progress that other people have made, and nobody just takes the time to focus on our own. We don't focus on our own making our own progress because we're so worried about living up to what the next person is doing, and it's shit.
Keeping up with the Kardashians, dog.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like the whole shit summed up in one TV show.
Mhm.
It's like everyone is trying to like put out this persona on the internet, like this is who I am, dude. Like, and it's like then you see them in real life, and you're like, this isn't what I saw on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
people think that like that's how you're supposed to be. Like, guys should be friggin' 6'2" with a six pack and a square chest and you know perfect stubble beard.
Mhm.
Looking like GQ and shit. It's like, bro, I got a fat ass belly, dude. I don't give a fuck, but I'm still a happy dude.
Yeah.
I'm a happy person, and I don't give a fuck what. anything on the internet happens. I'm more of a troll than anything, and I started listening to the episode with you and were proud about. You know, I was talking about the trolls. I mean, the only people that I troll are like the scumbags, like the assholes, the idiots. You know what I mean? Not like people that are putting themselves out
Like
there, putting their
actual
music
people,
out there,
right?
putting
Right.
yeah, dude. Like I'm not like, oh my god, dude, your song's fucking awful, you suck. Like if I think that, I'm not gonna say it, dude, because it takes balls to put yourself out there. It's like the virtual talent show and hopping up on the stage in front of fucking the whole elementary school and
Right.
singing the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit takes balls, dude. But like when you talk about like the assholes, I love trolling the assholes, dude.
Right.
I enjoy that because they deserve it. But like, dude, this whole thing of like people have this just fucked up, twisted reality of like how you're supposed to be based on shit that they see on the fucking internet, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah, I feel like we've really we've lost our connection with like what really matters, you know?
yes, dude, like so bad. And it's like the shit you see on the internet doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's like in like all natural reality, right? I shouldn't be able to pick up this piece of my phone, like this piece of metal and plastic, and see someone in China in real time and talk to them like that. Like, have you ever thought about how fucked up that is?
It's yeah.
It's fucked up, right? And then you take everyone on the planet connecting to this one thing. Like, what even is the internet? You know what I mean? It's just it's a bunch of computers.
It's just a weird place.
Like
A
so
weird
you
place
all
that yeah.
it's this weird place that doesn't even exist that like is forming people's ideas of how to be as a human being, is how to be as a man, how to be as a a woman. Like these women think that they need to have these perfect bodies and lips and eyes and all this bullshit, dude. And like guys need to have like a square chest and a six pack and fucking traps coming up to the back of their ears.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that shit's not. It might be real for some of them, but that's not real life for everyone, dude.
Well, and how
Like
much
you know what I
time
mean?
do we
Like make your own
spend
reality.
how much time do we spend putting our reality onto the internet for other people to see it rather than just enjoying our fucking
The
reality,
moment,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. Like, dude, like I haven't. I've kind of like. I think honestly, I spend my most time on Discord, like talking to like my buddies that I play video games with,
Yeah.
and call it what you want, but like, dude, I haven't posted on Instagram in probably 2 3 years. I rarely post on Facebook, but I get banned all the time because people's feelings get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even that much of a dick. Like I literally got banned for 30. I got banned for 30 days, right? Because some kid said something to me. I said the guy in lip gloss and mascara. Because he literally had lip gloss and mascara in his profile picture, and I got 30 days for it. I'm just like, dude, fuck the internet.
Yeah.
Fuck Facebook. Fuck Twitter. I just literally like I use the internet to like talk to like my like internet buddies that I've kind of amassed over playing video games because like video games has become my addiction since I got off the drugs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you and I met. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, bro, like I rarely post on Facebook. I try to stay off the internet as much as possible, unless it's like just the circle, because you just no matter what, like look at current events. Like look at dude, just go to Twitter and type in Ukraine and just look at all the varying different responses that are underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have people that are saying like I saw this TikTok video. This guy's talking, he's talking about like some of the crazy tweets he saw about how the people in Ukraine should be social distancing when they're in a subway hiding from fucking bombs. Like, bro, what? Like,
Yeah.
it's just I see shit like
Yeah,
that, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. Shut the
this is
fuck
why,
up, dude. Just
like,
yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know if it was a troll. I don't know if that guy really thought that, but dude, I don't because when I see that, I'm like, I hate this world.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this world.
Or you see the
Yeah,
TikToks of the paratroopers fucking landing in and they're recording TikToks while they're floating down
yeah,
on their
yeah,
parachute. It's like,
yeah. It must be so bad, right? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's some of the shit is just crazy. I'm like, you got the obvious trolls and shit that post. You see one of them where like they talk about that Ghost of Kiev, the fighter pilot. Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
And it's like a video from like a video game. There's another one where it's like it says like an A-10 is dropping bombs, and then like one of them like CRAM, like anti-aircraft guns.
Yep.
Um, it's like shooting at it. It's from like Arma 3, the video game. It's
Oh
like,
my
dude,
God.
the internet is just such a fucked up. It's just a fucked up place, dude.
Yeah. Well, there's no fact checking anymore. Everything's just taken at face value. And if somebody posts something from a movie from the 40s and says, this is happening right now, like 99% of the people that see it will just believe it because it's on the internet.
Yeah, and they don't even open the article.
Yeah.
They just read the headline and they're like, oh, and then they repost it and they're like, Dolores, did you hear about what's going on
Yeah.
in Croatia right
Yeah.
now?
Well, there was this fucking Fox News thing last night that I clicked on, and the headline got me, and it said North Korea fires missile off of East Coast.
I heard about that. Was it so?
It
What
was
happened with that?
North Korea fires missile. So then you open it up, and it's like they're doing missile testing, and they fired it off of their own East Coast. But it doesn't say that in the headline. It just says
Yeah,
so.
yeah, of
So I'm
course.
thinking, fuck, dude, North Korea fired a missile over by fucking North Carolina or some shit, But it's like this series of tests that they've been doing for 9 months off their own coast, but the internet wants to fucking get the headlines and get the clicks, and
Is it
it's
North
just
Korea? Which one's the bad one? I don't even honestly. I don't,
North Korea.
Is it North?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like, well, yeah, like I saw a thing that China, China was flying over Taiwan, dude. Like I honestly, dude, I'm not the type to be like the sky is falling, but I think this shit is not gonna turn out good.
No, it's gonna be bad.
I think it's gonna.
I
I
feel
think
like
it's
it's gonna
gonna.
be bad.
I don't think diplomacy will prevail. Honestly, I really don't.
No, I'm with you on that one.
Like, and it's fucking it's scary because like they
Mhm.
said the other day, like they had some like summit thing or whatever, and like India and China both wouldn't like denounce Putin for what he did. So it's like, all right, cool. So now you have Russia, India, and China. It's almost half the world's population.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? If you want to talk about like a us versus them thing,
yeah, yep.
and it's like, bro, honestly, call me a bad guy, don't care. But like, you know what, dude? I don't give a fuck what Russia does in Ukraine. I'm sorry, I don't. I have to go to work on Monday, dude. Right? I have to go to work and I have to pay my bills. I'm sick of the gas prices. Get the fuck like you know what I'm saying? And they're saying the gas prices are going to be involved in this, and I'm like, bro, what does Ukraine and Russia have to do with our gas prices? We had a pipeline, and I'm not trying to get political, but what I'm saying is like, this is shit that weighs on our heads.
Uh-huh.
Granted now, like we're not. How old's your oldest
17.
boy?
I got two 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old boy,
Yeah,
16-year-old girl.
so bro, if this shit pops off, it keeps going in a couple of years. You got to think about this now, because now you got an 18. You 2 years, you got an 18-year-old boy that could be pulled into the military.
Yes.
Like this shit is something to think about. This is like
Mm-hmm.
we're on the precipice of possibly the end of the world, dude.
Right. And then
This motherfucker gets wild.
That's fucking with their mental health, and that's fucking with
Yeah.
and it's just like like Putin said, if we step in, we're gonna see something that has never been seen before in the history of our country and shit like that. And
I think he wants to, bro. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's just itching to do it, dude.
Yep, he wants to be that guy,
He wants, yeah, that's what he wants to do. He wants to go down in history as the guy that just fucking took out the United States.
Fucking rides bears and shit,
and just
and fucking
yeah, dude, just fucking nut.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really think he's the worst.
No, there's
He's
been
pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I think the North Korea with Kim Jong Un. I think he's a little more fucked up. I think. Well, I don't know. Yeah, Putin's a little fucked up right now, dude. He's getting out of control. He's getting out of his lane, dude.
Yeah.
Like, everyone kind of knew like that. The whole, don't talk bad about Russia. They'll kill your family and da da da. Whatever. Okay, whatever. That's fine. You keep that in house, right? But now he's spilling this shit out of the classroom and into the hallways.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Uh-huh.
bro, don't bring your bullshit out of your classroom into my fucking hallway.
Yeah. Yep. It's scary, dude. It's we'll see
Dude,
we'll
it's
see where it
fucking.
goes, but it's gonna be something.
I'll be honest. I swear to God, I said this to Diane last night. I'm worried about Riz. He's on the West Coast, bro. Like, because if shit pops off, it's gonna pop off. If they start launching missiles, it's coming to your side first.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's why I literally said this to you last night. I'm like, bro, you're not near like a major city, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like I don't feel like Portland, Oregon is going to be one of the targets for
no,
them,
but still, you never know, bro.
Yeah.
They're not the most accurate. If you've watched any of these fucking videos, dude, they've missed some fucking targets, bro. You never know. They could be aiming for LA and hit Portland.
Yeah. It's crazy shit.
But it's just, and that's just on top of relationship issues, friendship issues,
Actual real life
bills that you
things
have to pay,
yeah.
going to work every day.
Yep.
Now on top of it, right? We have to think about our friends, our kids, our nieces, nephews, godsons, whatever, like anything like that, like possibly having to go to fucking war.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of shit on the docket lately.
Yeah, especially if people haven't been around to experience shit like this in the past. Like, it's brand new. It's a brand new fucking stress for them.
Yeah, and coming out of the backside of a fucking pandemic where people haven't been able to see each other for years.
Yep.
It's like, dude, this world is in a blender right now, dude. It's crazy. And it's like, keeping it on the topic of us men, we have to like deal with our own everyday shit, deal with this pandemic shit. It's like, bro, we're supposed to be the ones that people look to be like, what do we do? Well, fuck if I don't, dude. This world keeps changing fucking every minute, dude. This world is on a this planet right now is a drug addict trying to get clean, taking it minute by minute.
Mm-hmm.
God knows what the fuck is coming next, bro.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, man. It's crazy. That's why it's I feel like even as minuscule as this little podcast is, and as few people will actually see it in the big picture, I feel like it's important to keep the conversation going about mental health and about men's health and about shit that's bothering us, and that it's okay to talk about stuff, and it's okay to share your feelings, your experiences, because you never know who might be listening and who might take something from it,
Absolutely, man. If it's like when I was getting clean, man. It's like, if telling you a story just helps one person, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you help one person, it helps you.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, it's crazy. You never know, like this, your podcast could reach someone and save their life.
Yeah. Yep.
And you might not even know it until years later. They come and tell you, like, hey, dude, I stumbled upon your podcast on YouTube, and you know what I mean. And like, I was in a dark place, and you never know, dude. It's like it's crazy. And if opening up and being able to talk about your feelings can help one person, it's worth it.
Yep. Totally.
And even talking to you, like us talking, like we talk a lot, dude. Like this conversation that we've had is nothing new,
right?
Between you and I, like we've had, but like it's we feel comfortable and safe, and like we could, I can tell you what I'm feeling. Like you've probably been there, like you know what I mean. And it's just like it helps me, dude. Like when I'm going through some shit, I know I can talk to you, and you're gonna like help me, like center myself and deal with what the fuck's on the docket. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Or even just be
versa.
there to listen, no matter like the amount of even if I'm like, fuck, dude, I really have no idea what what I can say to help you right now, like just being there to listen,
That's
you know?
that's the worst too. It's like, you know what I mean? Like with my father dying, I was talking to my mother a lot, and like actually a lot more now. On, you know, I probably should be the other way, but the other day I was just like, you know, I was like, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what to say to you
Mhm.
right now.
Mhm.
But like I'll listen, and I'm here for you, like, and that's it's just being there for people. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yep. And that's
And like,
something like I would love to have you back on another episode to really, cuz I mean, we've talked for an hour and a half and we haven't really talked about your dad at all. And
yeah,
I would love to dive into that. I think I think it deserves its own episode though, you know.
hey,
If you
I'm
if
always available, man.
Okay, cool. Cool. I want to try to I want to wrap this up here just because I don't want people to have to set a whole half of their day aside to listen to this, you know, because I know that
You know,
me and
it's
you
just
I have to find a stopping point because I know me and you could just talk
yeah,
forever, dude, you
it's
know?
yeah, it's dude. This is what we've been doing for what, almost 2 years now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
And
hey, if one good thing's come out of the pandemic, right?
yeah. Yeah, dude,
Good.
totally. I mean, I've met some really fucking cool people that I think
Oh yeah.
I'll
Yep.
take with me going forward. Like you know, you're fucking one of my best friends right now, dude. And
Oh yeah, bro.
we fucking met playing video games, you know?
Dude, and we vibe every night, dude, and we share our lives with each other. And like, hey, you know what, dude? It's something as childish as a fucking video game is bringing grown men together to be able to talk about their fucking feelings and know that like when some shit's going on, you can hop on and talk to the boys, dude. It's
Yep.
it's networking. It's
Yep.
fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. And we're gonna fucking wrap this up and then we're gonna fucking play some video games right now. But
Hell yeah.
but yeah, dude, I definitely want to have you back on so we can talk about I think we can both talk about coping with loss.
Yeah.
And that can be a topic, that can be the main topic I feel like for another episode. And dude,
Yeah.
thanks a lot for coming on, man. I
Dude,
appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Hell yeah.
It's an honor to be able to talk about this stuff. And like we kind of got off on like a vibe sesh, dude, and kind of got
That's
off
fine.
topic.
That happens,
But
and
but hey, that's what you need, dude. That's
yeah,
you just you need to be able to have those people that you could just vibe with and just shoot the shit and talk about what's up. But
yep,
yeah, next time, dude, like we'll do some show notes. You know what I mean? You can hit me with some topics, and I'll put some shit on paper, dude, and like stay on topic. But today we kind of just I think we kind of just fucking vibed, and
oh
it
yeah,
was nice, dude. It was cool, like because usually we talk, you know, like we don't really talk like in depth about like we try to keep it to the video game for the most part.
right.
I think when we play, you know what I mean.
Like
But like
there's always side conversations and stuff, but we gotta, you know, we're still playing a video game most of the time while we're
yeah,
on, and
and we
so
don't, yeah, exactly, like you
yeah,
know, and we don't really get to like get too deep on stuff,
mm-hmm.
but like you know what I mean. It was cool, and like I appreciate you having me on and doing this, and I like talking about this. It helps me. It helps me feel like like I got some shit off my shit,
Yep,
my chest, my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? A
yep.
little weight off,
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing, man.
and
That's what we're here
it's
for, you know.
easy.
Yeah.
You're an easy dude to talk to. That's what I.
I
Bro, for real, like
appreciate it.
I've noticed that from the start when we first started vibing and playing video games, man. I'm like, yo, this is my guy. Dude. This is
Yeah.
good shit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't always have a lot to say, but I'm a good listener, you know, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everybody for listening. It's been a good conversation today. It's been fun. We talked about a lot of stuff. I hope somebody can I hope you guys can take something from this and maybe help you with something that you're going through in your own life. So we're gonna fucking end it here, man. Appreciate you again, Gift.
Love it, man. Thank you.
Yep. All right, people. Thank you. Peace.